So anyway, how are we doing other than struggling this morning?
I've been struggling for the last week and a half.
This was a hard week.
It
Hmm.
was. It really was a hard week. I think everybody was feeling it. Even the gals in our group was feeling it, with work and things like that. I mean,
I totally forgot to post like the nightly polls, and I didn't remember until yesterday. I'm like, why didn't I post
Something's
that?
missing.
And it's just, well, I think I did it like I don't know, one day or something, but I don't know. Like these days where I have to go into the office, I struggle. Like I have to get caught up because I
Mhm,
took Wednesday and Thursday as a rest day
mhm.
because I had 7 a.m. calls. So I had to leave
Oh,
here at 6.
Ugh.
Those were in office days. But I have 7 a.m. calls every day now, but not on Fridays. So I was like, okay, well, I'll wake up early on Friday. But then by the time Friday came, I was so completely exhausted
mhm.
that I legit like took a shower just to wash the main parts.
Yeah,
And like that was it.
Yeah.
Threw on like some clothes and just some, and by clothes I mean leggings again, and just went to work. But
yeah.
I don't
Mm.
know.
Yeah, I had that overnight thing that I had. I went and spent the night in Bluefield, Virginia,
For work?
because because I had to be at the facility at like 6 a.m. the next morning, and I wasn't about to wake up at like 3 o'clock in the morning, leave here at 4 to get there at 6. I just didn't want to do it, and so I stayed in a hotel or a motel, I should say. It's a Comfort Inn, but it had little tiny ants in it, and there
Oh,
wasn't,
no.
yeah, on the like where the TV was, and I just saw 'em, and I was just like, oh, it grossed me out.
Uh,
And then there wasn't, how usually there's like a little flap between the door and the floor. There wasn't that, so the it was completely open between the door and the floor, and so I felt a little unsafe. And so I didn't sleep very
Did
well
they book
that
your
night.
room or did you book it?
No, I booked it because it was only 12 miles. There's nothing in Tazewell, like
I thought you
some
were gonna
moto
say it was only
launch.
$12, and I was
No,
That's what
shit.
I thought too, and I was like,
No, it
that
was
would have
like a
been an
hundred.
indicator.
It was like $150.
Oh,
Make sure
I
you
would
leave, like,
And
have.
a review.
yeah.
Hmm.
And so it was just, I didn't sleep well. I slept with the lights on because I remembered what Jen said in Texas about the bugs. So I slept with the
uh,
lights on, and I just was not comfortable. And so then I had to work all day at the facility, and be all peppy and whatnot. So,
Isn't
but
that the worst?
that was my
mm.
When you, like,
midweek
totally
adventure.
don't feel well, and then you're just like, "Don't talk to me, don't look at me," and then somebody does, and you have to be like, "Oh, hi," and slap, like, this fake ass smile on your face and try to
This
Hmm.
muster
this
up,
was
like, all
a
of the energy you have to be polite.
Yeah, this was a skills day, and when you do, like, a skills day for nursing and stuff like that, you have a lot of people that come through, and I was doing a hand hygiene station, so
Ugh.
I had to converse with people all day
Everybody.
long, every day, because it wasn't, some stations, some people didn't have to go to because it wasn't on their checklist, but mine was on every checklist. So, yeah, so I was pretty much done by the time I got home on Thursday.
You know what's sad? And like, obviously, I've worked in I mean, I work in healthcare and I work in a hospital, but the fact that they have to do like
Skills
like
days.
wash your fucking hands.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, even when, like, Rona was out,
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean,
it was
people
like,
don't.
"Well, wash your," like, people don't understand, like, we wash our hands so much that I usually have, like, lotion on the counter or somewhere for
Mhm.
people to
Yeah.
put lotion on, but, it's basic hygiene. It's like hygiene
Yeah.
101.
Right. It is. But so the exercise that I had them do was they put on gloves, and then I put red paint in their hands, and they have to wash their hands with their eyes closed. And so they do this and all this and everything, and after 20 seconds they open their eyes and they see the blue from the gloves peeking through, and that's where they missed. So it teaches them where they need to make sure that they're getting like up into their wrists and this and that and the other and the webs of their hands. So it's really educational and it's fun, and it has them remember. But man, I swear, I don't know how many people I had to do that day, like 100 people, I swear.
But do you
Ugh.
really
But
think that people are going to be changing how they wash their hands? I mean,
I don't know.
truthfully.
Truthfully, probably not, but hopefully,
Yeah.
yes. I mean, I hope so. Because they're working in, I mean, when you're working with nursing homes, that's someone's home, that they're taking care of the residents that live there. So you're hoping, and in my job as infection control, I'm hoping that they do change their patterns and they do change, for the sake of the residents. But so anyway, we'll see.
I remember whenever the kids were growing up, they had something similar where, like, when you brush your teeth, it was like you
The
washed
fluoride
yeah,
pills.
you washed like your mouth. It was like mouthwash, and you washed your mouth out with it.
Yeah.
Maybe it was pills. I don't remember. But then turned your mouth like I forget what
A
color.
different color,
Yeah,
yeah.
and
Yeah.
then when you could see where you
Look
would
where
like
you
brush your
missed.
teeth. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep. So yeah. So what else is going on?
It's just a long week. I mean, last week was a short week, kind of, and then it's just like the re-entry after a holiday. But then, like,
Oh.
it's also summer and nobody's around, so you're
Right.
just like, why am I here? Why am I doing this?
I just keep thinking of those TikToks that we send back and forth with that guy because he's totally you.
Seriously. Seriously, I will stroll in and I drop kick my backpack. But
Oh.
anyway, I mean, I think that leads us to a good topic of, I think we're all struggling to really fill our cup with
Mhm.
what it is that we do, and trying to fill it with what we want to do.
Mhm.
And we're in this, like, I feel like we're all in this like holding pattern where it's like we're in the in between, where it's like if we do a little bit more of a few of these things, we can make that jump. But
Yeah.
I think we're just, I don't know, we're
Are
afraid. I
are
I,
we
I think I
entering a
think
burnout
afraid.
phase?
I don't think it's burnout. I think it's like we're almost afraid to take the next step versus like the comfortability of having a steady
Security.
paycheck.
Yeah, security.
No.
At least that's where I'm at.
Well, and it's hard too because you have so many different side hustles that,
Which one is going to
like
provide me?
right, which one is going to be the one that's going to take off. And I know that so you don't have to do your full-time job anymore,
Mhm.
you know. And I wish that for you, because the full-time job, let's face it, is not bringing you joy.
No, the only thing it brings me is I know exactly how much I'm gonna make every 2 weeks and benefits,
Mhm. Mhm.
which is really like the major thing is that you can't, if I had to pay for benefits, it's like
Oh my God, that's
ridiculous.
outrageous. Yeah. And we need those because
Hmm.
we've got to go to the doctor. I mean, we just need it. So it's like,
Mm.
And the minute that you
it
don't have it, that's when you'll like break your
What's
leg.
on yep.
exactly,
Yeah.
shit hits the fan.
Hmm.
Matt and I were talking about that because before he moved here, he was his own employer. Like he worked
Mm.
for himself. He didn't have insurance because he'd never been sick until he met me.
Oh
So I'm
goodness.
like,
Oh.
oh my God, I feel so bad. Like the first weekend that we hung out, he went home and he had a cold. Like he thought he was dying that weekend. So ever since then, he's continuously gotten sick. But he was like, I'm so thankful for the job that I have at Bathfitter because I would be in so much debt with medical bills right
Yeah.
now after the chemo and everything like that. Oh, Jen,
Mm-hmm.
shoot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
it's
I actually looked
crazy.
at one of the bills one time and I'm just like
Yeah. Like, oh
like a
my
house pay,
gosh.
like it's legit a house mortgage. And I'm just like,
Mm-hmm.
oh my God. Like you know that it's expensive when you met your deductible in February.
Oh
Right.
my God. Yeah. Ugh.
Yeah. It's
My
crazy. So,
week was long. And Andrea, I keep sitting here thinking like, am I afraid to like go all in with, the wellness business or whatever? And here's I think where I'm kind of at. So I don't think it's necessarily like a fear thing. I think I've been doing quote unquote coaching or accountability partner or whatever the hell you want to call it since like 2013.
mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So 10 years. And I'm really not that much further along than really what I was. Like I've had peaks and I've had valleys, but for the most part, I've been pretty consistent. I make, I mean, it's nice side change. Like I make something.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
It's not nothing.
Right.
Um, but I'm kind of to the point where it was like, I know that I have to be consistent, just like your personal health and wellness journey. Whatever you want to pursue career wise, you're going to have to be consistent and you're going to have to grow and all of that kind of stuff. Here's what I do know. I want a life of flexibility to where I can just do whatever because I'm
Mm-hmm.
so tired all of the
Mm-hmm.
time. And
Mm-hmm.
my tired and exhaustion comes from like just mental exhaustion. Like I'm getting so cranky at work. There's so many people pointing fingers at each other. And I'm just like, y'all, like we all are on the same like we all are trying to create this best release or best product that we can. So stop
Mm-hmm.
pointing fingers and let's just figure out
Just
like the
do it.
solution.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do we change going forward? Right. And just like, let's stop having these bitching sessions and let's just figure it out.
I think
Right.
yeah, and I think that's what, like in my thing, like I'm part of a team, but like I do a lot of stuff on my own, but it's like nobody cares enough to want to learn how to do something. So it's like I'm the only one that knows how to do something.
Mm-hmm. You're
So
everybody's crutch.
guess who has to fucking do it?
Mm-hmm.
It's like group project and there's only one person that does the work.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah.
So it's just exhausting at the level of like it's the lack of care that people have. Like they're
Yeah.
just there and punching a clock and that's it. And it's like, why can't, and they're making good money. They're making more money than me.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, how do I get a job like that where I could just do the bare fucking minimum, And that's why
Mm-hmm.
that's why I feel like
But I don't think you would ever have that job because you
no,
have a totally different work ethic.
no, no. And
Yeah.
that's why, and
Like if
that's
you worked at
why,
McDonald's, you would have the most beautiful burgers that you would give your people.
oh yeah, they wouldn't be all like,
Yeah,
the
smashed and shit.
burger,
Yeah.
yeah. Um, no, but that's what I mean. And that's where I'm like, that's why I think I'm struggling where it's not fulfilling anymore because, because, um, I'm just not, I'm just tired of that bullshit. And I'm like, this isn't, I'm doing the same thing for everyone else every day, not doing anything for me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I'm
I
in a
told
totally
Kevin,
different boat.
you're what? In a different boat?
I'm in a different boat only because I mean I work from home every single day. My job is very flexible in the sense that, I'm not in meetings all day long like you, Jen, and I don't have people that I have to, look after like Andrea. Like it's kind of a solo project even though I'm on a team. I do my work and this and that and the other, but there's really just a flow to it that it's not stressful,
Mm,
and I do have quite a bit of flexibility even though I mean it's 8 to 5, but I'm still at home and stuff like that. And so but my thing is I just don't want to have a full-time job. I just want to I want to have my side ventures be, something miraculous and be money producing and stuff like that. That's what I want. Like, I've been doing really well with the Saint business the past few weeks, so I'm just like, why can't I just do that? Why can't I just peddle
Well, just keep
makeup?
doing what you're doing, you know?
Yeah.
By the time that I get home, I'm just like, and by the time that the weekend comes, the last thing that I want to do is like try and think of like a reel to make
Yeah.
or whatever. Like I don't even want to talk to people. I don't even want to talk to
Yeah.
people
No, it's
Yeah.
because
true. It's
I
true.
I need like to decompress because I talk to
Mhm.
people all day long that
Yep.
it's just like, don't call me. If you want to talk to me, just give me a text.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'll answer it
Serious-
whenever I have like a minute
Seriously,
or I want
this
to.
is like the extent of my talking on the weekend.
Yeah.
Other than like my husband, like this is the
Yeah.
most I'm gonna talk. I'm gonna be, and I kind of feel bad because I've kind of been blowing off like, other people in my life because I'm just like, I just don't have the bandwidth to have a conversation with you at 8 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
I'm glad we're on the list of, people that you talk to.
You checking
Because
that box?
you know me, I'm be like, oh, is she mad at me now?
Well, and I think,
No, and we have our like little threads, so
yeah.
and I'm like yesterday I was like, I'm actually being super productive, and you know what? I did everything on my list except post a reel,
Until
which
2 o'clock in the morning.
I know.
well,
I woke up at
and
for whatever time and I'm like 4 hours ago.
well,
When did you post that?
guess who was up all night playing video games? And
How
then
was
I
your
was like,
day?
oh shit. And I was like, well, no time like the present. Maybe we'll see how it does. Maybe our international following will pick it up.
So I know whenever you want like this other life, and a lot of people that I've talked to, they're very career driven. We're all under, pressure on this project, but I think there's a couple things. I think there's one, I love to be, what motivates me is knowing that one, I'm being heard, that I'm being respected, that that I'm being recognized for a good job. And so part of, I think, my struggle with this, with what I've been doing for a while now, is that it feels like you're only spoken to if there's an issue.
Mhm.
And it's like nobody even talks about, in my role now, it's kind of like nobody talks about career development anymore, which is fine because I can barely do what I do now. Like I have no
Right.
career development. My career development is like turning Kevin into my sugar daddy and me just like listen. But when you don't feel fulfilled at your full-time job, that's when you're just like, you don't want to go and you start resenting it. And then you start looking for these outside things. And I really love our community. I love our podcast. I really want to like put time into that to really grow this and grow our wellness group and make money from that. But then at the time, you have to have that priority set that no matter how tired you are,
Yep.
you do your research, you're reaching out to people, you're doing this, you're doing that. And I'm just like, by the time I get home, I need to tap out. I just don't know how to fit it in, all of it. I just
I
don't.
totally
And I know that
understand
there's
that.
ebbs and flows. And I
Right.
think part of that is giving yourself grace and understanding that. But I've been in like this
You've been in grace mode.
for so long that I'm just like, yo,
Like when does it end?
yeah.
When do I get to the next flow?
Yeah. And it's
You know?
like Kevin and I, we went to the Luke Combs concert last night and
Oh God,
we
how
were
was
sitting,
it?
it was really good. It was
Oh.
really, really good. And he's from Huntersville. He went to App State and it's just like he was in his
That was his
hometown.
hometown.
And
Yeah.
it was a really good show. I'm so glad that we
I
went.
hate
We
that
took
we couldn't
Gabriel and his
come.
friend. I know.
But looking back now, we would have been able to come because Matt got off at like
It
10:30
was so
yesterday morning.
hot. And
Oh,
so it was so hot. In fact, I tried to go pee at one point and I got in the stall and I tried to take down my pants and it would not come down.
Oh my God.
And I'm
Was
like,
this
oh
an
my God.
episode of Ross and
Yes,
Friends with
it's
the leather
exactly what I
pants?
thought of. I said, oh my God, if I take these pants down,
They're not
I'm
getting
gonna
back
turn
up.
into Ross and I'm not gonna be able, like everything's gonna swell. I'm not, and I had shorts on, I'm not gonna be able to pull them back up. And I'm like, you know what? Screw it. I held my pee all night.
Oh my God.
Oh God. Oh my gosh, that's the worst. It's the worst.
And I go back and Kevin's like, feel better? I said, no, I don't. No,
No,
I
not at
didn't
all.
pee. I didn't pee. But earlier in the day, when I was hosting a call, or I wasn't hosting, I was attending a call, I sneezed and I pissed myself.
I do that too. all
So
the time.
I had to ping my tech manager and I had to be like, hey, just sneeze, pissed myself. I'll be right back. So I had two options. I could either throw my panties away or I could shove some toilet paper down there. Thankfully, it didn't go through. It was
Yeah.
more of a piddle, but it wasn't like a full blown out piss.
Were you at work?
I was
Oh
in
my
the
God.
office. So I mean, I liked the underwear I had on. Like if they were
Mm.
granny panties, I probably would have just
Just
went
throw 'em up.
commando and just whatever.
And hope you
But
didn't sneeze
I
again.
rolled up some toilet paper, shoved it down there so I wouldn't chafe all day.
Oh, it sucks being a woman in that regard
my
because
God.
men
I
don't
was
have
like-
to deal with that.
Yeah, and I was like, thankfully it's Friday, nobody's here because I don't know if I smell like piss or not. It was just like I'm
And when
just
I
like FML.
when I have to sneeze and I'm sitting on the couch and we're in the living room, I immediately stand up and cross my legs.
I have to cross
and Matt's
everything
like,
too.
Matt just looks at me like I'm nuts.
But like I can usually tell what kind of force is going to be behind the sneeze. And this was just like a little, it wasn't like a, you know,
right.
and I was like, oh, I'll be fine. Nope.
Nope.
The gates came a flooding.
Well, I
Just
tell
like,
it happened to me on the way home when I was coming home from Tazewell the other day, and I was literally 5 minutes from home.
that's the worst.
And I sneezed, and
Yeah.
this was a puddle, and I had to immediately come home, change, clean up, all that stuff. I was like, God bless. I mean, seriously, I wasn't that far from home. It could have waited because I was gonna pee as soon as I got home anyway. Like, geez.
That's why.
But you know, I've been doing that since I was 12 years old when I got a case of like bronchitis and like I was coughing real hard. You know how you have those deep, hard coughs when you get bronchitis? Well, that's when I immediately started pissing myself anytime I sneezed or coughed. I was 12. I was like, God bless. So, yeah, it sucks. I totally feel you on that. I used to be the one where I wear panty liners every day. Just
Oh, me
because
too. Yeah. Cause I had like reflux of the kidney
and
and I always had to wear panty liners.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but back to filling our cups and not our pee cups.
With pee.
You know, I just want to have some freaking energy.
Yeah.
I want to have
I
some
will
energy
say,
to be able to do something.
same. And I will say, Andrea, your posts like the first week in the wellness group have really helped me. And I actually added that to like the nightly pools because I figured we talked about, you know, waking up and opening the blinds or stepping outside while you're like, if you're able to, like when I wake up, it's still dark.
Right.
But, you know, when you can open up those blinds, getting some vitamin D first thing in the morning, drinking your 8 ounces of water right upon waking up, doing some sort of like personal development, whether it's like listening to a book or a podcast or reading a book or journaling or what have you. If the Bible's your thing. And then like some sort of like movement. And so I've really been trying to like, even on the days I go into the office, like really trying to focus on that. So like, I'll still come down, like, even if it's 5 minutes, I'll come down, it's dark, but I like open up the blinds just to kind of see what's going on out there. I usually have my my AirPods in listening to something until I get in the shower, you know? So I'm trying to like implement all of those things, trying to like pump myself up for the day, you know? So I think that's definitely something that, you know, before the day gets ahead of us, I mean, you have to make that time. Even if it's 5 minutes, you have to do
Yeah.
something that like is gonna set your intention for the day. Cause I think
Yep.
so
Yep.
oftentimes we're in this constant reactive mode. You wake up late, you hit the snooze too many times, now you're
Yeah.
behind and you're just like reactive, right? Instead of like sitting down or even when your drive to work thinking about, okay, what do I need to get done today? What's my intention for the day? How do I want to feel? How do I want this day to look like? It can't just be like an endless to-do list. I'm really trying to
Right.
focus on like, how do I want to feel
Yeah.
and kind of
Yeah.
checking in with that.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, ever since we got back from San Antonio, the weather hasn't been as cooperative as I needed to go and sit out on the patio every morning. So I've missed that. And I'm hoping that maybe it'll calm down because it's just been humid as hell as soon
Mm.
as I wake up and I just can't sit out there in that, So I've been missing that for the past couple weeks.
Yeah.
Well, it's been about 3 weeks now. So that's always that was my before we went to San Antonio. I was doing that
That was your
basically
thing.
every day. Yeah.
Do you have an
And
outlet out there, Mel?
no, I don't. I
No. I
wish I did.
was gonna say sometimes we sit outside and we take an
Ex-
oscillating fan out.
Extension cord.
Oh my gosh.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
Because it
just to
gets so
move the air.
hot. Yeah,
Mhm.
just
Yeah.
yeah, and that's just all it is, just to keep the air circulating and it cools it
Mhm.
down a lot.
Yeah. It's the patio. It's really good and shaded, but it's still like when it's muggy in the morning and
Oh
stuff.
yeah, you
Like I
can't
just
get away from
can't.
that.
You can't get
Yeah.
away from it. So but I'm hoping, for the next couple of weeks, for a while that I can get back out there in the mornings and find myself and get up to move my body because
Yeah.
I missed that this week. And I know that the more I move my body, the more energy I'm going to have, but it's that getting that energy up to even press
Especially if you don't
play.
feel good.
Yeah. It's just like, and I
Like
had
if you're
another,
dry heaving all day, the last thing that you want to do is be working out while you're dry
yeah.
heaving.
I had another girlfriend of mine, we text back and forth every day, and she's like, "Even if you just do a 5-er." And I'm like, "I know, but even one of those 5-ers, the 5-minute things, I'm just like, I don't think I can do it." You know? So, I'm hoping this week is gonna be better because I haven't dry heaved yet this morning, and that's good. So,
Well, that's positive.
yeah. But maybe it was because I knew I was gonna be with you ladies, so
I
y'all
thi-
don't make me sick.
While you were talking, I think the reason why I really had a bad week is because you ignored me on Monday.
Oh shh.
I ignored you?
You
Do
have
we
the
both?
flexible schedule.
Oh,
You're in
well, yeah,
charge.
so I could have
You're in
called you.
charge of calling me. Yes.
Oh, well,
And
I
we
need
didn't do that this week.
yeah, that's
So
probably
it's your
why.
fault.
I'm so sorry. Don't hate me. I'll take care of that Monday. This Monday, are you home or are you in the office?
I'm off. I have to go to a funeral.
Oh,
Oh, well, don't FaceTime her during that.
that would be
Could you
awkward.
At
imagine?
10.
The
Kevin's
funeral's at
grandma passed
10?
away.
Oh, tell
Oh.
him we're sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah. So he's kind of struggling with that a little bit. And so we're not going to the viewing tomorrow. It's like 2.5 hours away, I think.
Yeah.
But we're going to the funeral on Monday. So
Oh, okay. Well, then you just have to FaceTime me when you get home.
yeah. So I'm
Yeah.
sure we'll probably go to the funeral and then we'll probably go to his dad's site also. So
Oh, okay.
kind of make the rounds.
Yeah. Yep. Mm-hmm. Mm. Well, I'll
Sandra,
just tell y'all.
what are you gonna do, implement to fill your cup so that we have
Yeah.
a better week?
What am I gonna do?
Yeah. Besides play Call of Duty and shoot people. Like I am. That's all I have planned.
Well, um, Monday I'm working from home,
There you go.
so
Good.
that's a positive. So I have a doctor's appointment, so I'm just gonna, it's like in the middle of the day, so I just don't feel like going to
Yeah.
my office and then having to come
Yeah.
all the way back, and then, it's just annoying.
Yeah.
So I don't, I just need to get to a place where I can feel like I can't take on any more clients, which is my problem. Like I'm at my max right now with my workload and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas like, you know, if I could take on a couple more, then I could kind of start to make this shift. So
Right.
And what you're doing
I'm just
now,
not
Andrea, are you
sure.
able to like at some point are you able, do you think, go like get a different position where you're like part-time so that you can pick up more clients for what you want to do?
I could perhaps. It's just a matter of
It's
it's really
scary.
just the benefits and yeah,
Yeah.
like, you know, because again, I pick up clients that's not really guaranteed income.
Right.
So that's the whole
But maybe
struggle.
you need to like look at doing this yourself. Cause like the last time we spoke about it, you were like, they get this amount of percentage and I get
Oh yeah.
percentage.
Yeah.
But if you
I
did
know.
it
Well, that's the thing
yourself,
too, is like I need to build
your
out
clientele.
my clientele, but I also need to build out like my platform. Like what am I gonna do? You know, like
Mm-hmm.
how am I gonna do it? How am I gonna sell myself? You know, I need to build a website. You know, I need to
Yeah.
look professional.
Right.
I need to get my shit together.
Well, you just had some fabulous photos taken.
I did.
Yeah.
I did.
Did you like them? Did you finally look at them?
I did. And I'm not like, oh my God, these are I'll take that back. I take that back. A few of them, I'm like, wow, these came out really good. And
Mm-hmm.
like, I'm
I love the one
impressed.
with you playing with your hair.
Yeah.
You know, I do, but I don't because I know it was so sweaty and I don't like the way my hair looks.
Oh.
I
You know
like
what I
that
mean?
one.
Yeah.
But I I I like the whole like vibe of it, but like I look at my hair and I'm like, ugh, doesn't look its best because it was so swampy.
It was.
She made us look
Where I was almost
not
like
swampy.
maybe I should have put my hair up. You know, I was thinking that because I was like, it's kind of like I don't know. I'm like maybe if I wore my hair up, it would look different. But then she would have had to like
But then
Photoshop
you
out
wouldn't have been
more of my
able to like
blemishes.
play with it.
Yeah,
No.
exactly. Yeah.
I can't play with mine either, so I feel you.
And I think the like one of like the three of us together, um, you know, like I liked how I looked in a couple of those.
Mm-hmm.
And so I
Mm-hmm.
was thinking of unfortunately having to crop you guys out if I was going to use it as a professional photo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
So
because
Jen,
it was more of a natural, like when
yeah.
we were doing those photos, it was more of like a natural
Yeah.
vibe.
Yeah.
And to be honest, when we did our wedding photos, the photos that I liked the most were the candid ones.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Because
Absolutely.
Yeah, because you're not posing or
when I'm
anything.
forced to smile, I'm like and like one of my eye goes like the and
I
I
hope
It's
just
that
like
you
that.
listeners
It's like
are
that
watching
Friends
YouTube.
episode where Monica and Chandler go and take their engagement photos.
Yes.
He's like, and she's like, "What are you doing? Just smile." And
Like I am.
yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
oh,
So Jen, what are you gonna do to fill your cup?
I think I'm gonna continue doing what we talked about, the whole morning thing.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yes, that's made a difference. That has made it. I've noticed a slight difference. I'm still miserable by the time I get to the point where I need to get dressed for work.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I need to figure out how to, when I work from home, it's a little bit easier because I can work out in the morning. And
Mhm.
that really impacts my mood. And whenever I have to go into the office earlier and then walk a mile to get to my desk, by the time I'm at it's just a whole big thing. I need to figure out when I'm working out on those days because I do have to go into the office 3 days a week.
Mhm.
But I will say, like, I'm competing with you this week on the Apple Watch. I'm competing with my coworker Nikki. So
Well,
that's been helping my daily movement too.
you're gonna win against me because I didn't even wear my watch yesterday.
It's okay. We'll compete again.
Okay.
All right.
I'll let
So
you know.
continue doing your morning routine.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm. Mhm.
Bye. Love you.
I I need to just get back up in the mornings, like because Matt's been going to work and I've just been going back to sleep. And then that's where I haven't been going outside because it's muggy or whatever, but I just need to get
But
up.
even if you can't, you can't jizz and you feel nauseous to working out, like what if you just got up and, had your cup of coffee and listened to a podcast or something?
Yeah,
I can
well,
recommend one
I interesting. What's that called?
called the Jam Pod.
Oh, the
They're
Jam Pod.
hysterical. Sometimes they go on
Really,
tangents.
really relatable.
Really relatable. Down to earth.
Mm-hmm.
Sexy, gorgeous women.
Yes. Yes. They talk about pee and poop a lot, though. But I mean, we all do it. We all do it.
But thanks for always filling my cup. This is one
is
day.
really
This is
of the
what
week.
fills the cup.
Yeah, it's something that I looked forward to every single week. And the few times that we didn't do it, I was just like, it just doesn't feel like a Saturday.
No,
This
so
is the
sad.
Kool-Aid I need to drink every day.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
And with that, like and subscribe to us, and just hop into our DMs every once in a while and tell us, if you have any show ideas and stuff that you want to hear about, let us know, and we will get right on top of that.
Or comment on our threads.
Yeah, we are on Threads. So thank y'all for listening. Love you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.